Bitcoin hoodie guy coming back here with another Kaspa video.
Mike Tyson, the like and subscribe button.
Well, thanks for that, Mike. Happy Friday. You can see I've had a couple red candles. You know, obviously we were working our way up to 19 cents. That big red candle basically been going sideways the last couple days. And 16.1 cents. Kaspa market dominance down 1.84 the last day. Bitcoin basically about sideways, 56.31. The dollar is 106.76 right now, so it's down a hair, but basically holding the same. Now, interesting, if you look at August 4th CoinMarketCap historical, you can see that Polygon and Kaspa were 21 and 22 with a $4 billion and $4.1 billion market cap. Now that same spot on CoinMarketCap, Pepe and Litecoin 21 and 22 have a $9 and $10.2 billion market cap. Without knowing the exact future, I think more people are going to be looking at digital assets. Most of the liquidity will flow into Bitcoin, but other people will look at other ones with different technology. And for me, my game plan is just being patient and trying to keep some of my bag past this cycle, and then taking profit probably with the majority of my bag. But I do think that Kaspa's got some narratives that could shift its way and change the game. Decentralized proof of work and the speed, which will get quicker. But one of the biggest things is that people don't talk a lot about is the final settlement of 10 seconds. You know, Bitcoin, you're looking at roughly 1 hour, 6 blocks. And when you have the national debt here, that I know that, you know, the Department of Government Efficiency is going to try to cut this, but look how much they're spending right here on Medicare, Social Security, defense, and interest on debt. That's a lot. I know that there's definitely waste that they can cut in the government. I just don't know how much they're realistically going to be able to cut. And so right now we're at $36.2 trillion in debt in the United States, spending $1 trillion on interest, more than we're spending on defense. Now, if you look at what they're projecting for 2028, the next presidential election, the year of the next halving, they're projecting 51 trillion. Now, I did the math on how many days it was until the 2028 December 31st, and yeah, it's pretty close. It's going to be, we're adding $1 trillion to the debt every 100 days, and I think that is like going to add another like 15 trillion, 14, 15 trillion. So it could be close to this number unless something seriously changes. If that happens at this point, they could be spending 2.4 trillion on Medicare, 2.1 trillion on Social Security, 1.5 on defense, 4.4 on debt is what this is projecting. So I don't know if these projections on the largest budget items, but if we keep adding 1 trillion to our debt every 100 days, we will end up at somewhere around 51 trillion during the next presidential election, next halving year at the end of that year. So I think that people that have money, whether it's a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money, are looking to move into digital assets. It's a new investment class. And you look back at 1980, it's roughly when the United States hit 1 trillion, and then you can see that they're spending 64 billion on interest, and then 155 billion on defense, federal pensions 50 billion, 230 billion on income security, 65 billion or whatever on Medicare, 140 billion on Social Security. So from 1980 to now, in 44 years, it blew up. It's went up 36 times the national debt, and now it might go from 36 trillion to 50 trillion just in 4 years. So it's starting to get out of control. And so I think that Kaspa's positioned pretty well, but I don't, it's not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I've made my positions and I'm riding it out, and I do think that there's some narratives that can swing back around, and some tier 1 exchange listings that could give it access to more people and more liquidity. Now I want to finish the video off briefly just talking about the hoodie coin. Is that, between my family, work, so I'm a small business owner, managing my portfolio, and the YouTube channel, I don't have a ton of time, and I'm going to dive into a little bit more here. So actually my YouTube channel used to be called The Crypto Star Daily, and prior to that, actually every day for about 6 months, I made an NFT and put it on OpenSea, and it was at the end of 2021. And you can see, like, this one's August 2021, Cardano's hotter than Satan's toenail. Some altcoins blast off as market goes sideways, and it's got like headlines and had some prices of the top 6 coins, and just tried to get those on chain, and it was kind of like the old Paperboy video game. They had a little newspaper in there, and so it had headlines of different things going on, so the top 6 prices and the date and stuff like that. Nothing ever happened to it. Never sold one. Did that for like 6 months, kind of, and then got into YouTube after that. And then over on Bitcoin, on like Magic Eden, I did Chuck Norris jokes, and actually I probably spent about $600 on this. Put the jokes on there, and I airdropped them just to people holding ordinals. I kept there's 101 jokes. I think I kept 91 of them or something between me and my dad, and just put the jokes on the blockchain. And I thought it was kind of funny. Airdropped 90 of them or whatever, 91 of them, and it was just an experiment. And I think our business wallet sold one, and outside of that, that's the only one that sold. And so it was kind of a fun little experiment. Some people got some free NFTs out of that. Also on that Crypto Star Daily, I put like this one on the blockchain. I was there early. It was under 100. I was actually there under 50,000 inscriptions, and I was trying to get it, but then the fees were so high that it actually didn't. It was like around 49,000, but by the time it minted, it was 55,000. Did a few other under 100,000. Here's just an example of a couple of them. So a couple of them were like that little newspaper thing I was doing. This was just a screenshot of the price of Bitcoin at the time, just some random AI generated thing. And then on Runes, I made Danny DeVito's left elbow, and and no one else ever minted it. It's supposed to have 69 million, you can see 69, 69, 69, and you'd get 150 per transaction, and I pre-mined 5 million of them, and no one ever minted that out. Bads is one that I deployed on BRC20, so Danny DeVito's left elbow is a Runes. This is a BRC20, and I don't think anyone ever. I deployed it, inscribed it, and then I minted some, and then I don't think anyone else ever did anything with it. I also deployed Tina, and did the same thing. Deployed it, minted some. Nothing ever happened to that. I even put some of these Crypto Star Dailies. I put a few onto the Cardano blockchain, and even put a couple onto the Solana blockchain. So I just wanted to circling back around to the things I mentioned, like, the things that take up the majority of my time: family, work, managing my portfolio, which is important to try to lock in some profits on this cycle, and the YouTube channel. I just don't have a ton of time, and that I showed kind of the history of me doing these kind of creative projects, and none of them really amounted to anything. So when I do them, I never really have expectations of anything really working out with them. And the hoodie was kind of the same, where I didn't even expect it to mint out, and kind of surprised it did. And then it just never really caught traction. I mentioned a few times, and I don't really go on Telegram and Discord that much, and I don't really have time to manage another X account. And for the most part, I was been posting some videos on X, but for the most part, X is just a place for me to get sources, see something that Shai's posting, see something, that Kaspa's posting, KII, get some Bitcoin news, some crypto news. So I just wanted to, basically talk about that for a second. And probably won't talk about that aspect, but if somehow I ever have time to do something with that project, and I'll let you guys know about it. So have a good weekend. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.